Hi everybody, I'm back with episode 4 of my Applique Basics tutorial. Today I'm covering using freezer paper as your template. You can, this product is available in department stores and grocery stores, some of them anyways, that in the kitchen department. And it has white paper, plain on one side, and a waxy coating on the other. And it's become a tool that quilters have enjoyed using to make their applique patches or prepare them. It's see-through, so you can use it to trace. You can see the template shape through if you want, but since we already have our cardboard shape, I'm gonna just use that to draw on it and get it ready. So you just basically, on the paper side of it, take your mechanical pencil and trace your shape. And then you cut it out. Now, as I mentioned last week, I wouldn't necessarily go out and buy yourself a big box of this unless you know it's going to be something that you will really like to use. Perhaps a quilt friend has some that they can rip you off a foot section or something just to give it a test. There are two ways people use freezer paper as their template for applique. One is to put it on the fabric with the wax side down and press it, cut out your shape, and then press the seams over on top, just over the edge. I never liked that because I didn't feel this was quite stiff enough to get a good roundness to it. So we're going to do it a different way today. What I like to do to start is I like to get my patch cut out first. So I'm going to just draw it on the back of the fabric with the mechanical pencil. Or your chalk pencil, you could use it as well. It's just going to give me a guide to cut out the seam allowances. With my pinking shears again. Again, leaving yourself a good 1/8 of an inch past the heart shape and going around the curves. Now, let me set up my iron here. If you have a mini iron, I would suggest that. The big iron is kind of an overkill. Okay, I'm going to, oh, I forgot. I do have to trim into the indent just one thread above the drawn line. You saw that? It's the same as episode 1. All right, I'm going to set up my patch with the waxy side up. I'm going to when the iron's hot, sorry, I went into sleep mode. It took me an extra couple of minutes. I'm going to start with moving the point. I'm going to press the point first. And when you do this, it'll stick to the waxy coating. The seam allowance will. Good. Okay, so mini iron would definitely be helpful here. As you can see, I don't do this often, so I'm a little out of practice. Hope you can get what I'm saying. But as I am flipping and pressing, you can see it's holding, the waxy coating is holding the heart shape. I definitely am out of practice doing this. Oh my. There. I think I got it. By George, I think she got it. Okay. I do think that's it. Oh, that doesn't look very nice. You can nicely, thankfully, because it's just a waxy coating, lift it back up again and readjust if needed. There, I think I got it that time. All right. Yep. So once you've got it all, the seams pressed to the wax, I give it another quick coat or quick press that way on the front. There's another piece that needs redoing. Now again, you have a couple of options here. You can leave the waxy paper template in your heart and then do the stitching, and then just as you're, you know, coming up to maybe an inch left, you can get in there and pull out the paper, but I always found that quite messy, so I like to take it out in advance. So since it's good and pressed now, just make sure it is. What I like to do is remove the paper already, like at the moment. So just, you've got all the edges pressed, so just by pulling it out, you're not unpressing things, you're just, I really am out of practice of this, holy moly. There. There, okay. So then I take the patch and repress where the lines are. And To tell you the truth, I didn't leave myself enough seam allowance. It made this extra fiddly, so I would probably suggest that you leave a little extra seam allowance compared to your other previous patches. Okay. And if you want, you could mist. That's a trick I like to use with my quilting. I don't like to use steam in my iron. I have more control if I use a spray bottle of distilled water and mist it, my patches, and then iron that misting out. I'm not going to do that here, but that is something you totally can do as well. All right, there's our freezer paper prepared template heart. You maybe now know why I like the other version better, but anyways, this is, if you do this a lot, you don't have this issue, the fiddliness, because you're used to working with it, especially if you have the mini iron, and especially if you leave yourself a little more seam allowance. So I did goof that up, but I think you get the idea of how to prepare your patch using freezer paper. Okay, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. I will have the starch method next week. All right, bye.